Alright, North America, it's time. Today, on October 23rd, Iron Maiden has revealed at least the first chunk of the 2026 North American leg of the Run for Your Lives tour. On October 22nd, Iron Maiden revealed a little teaser saying, "Run for Your Lives tomorrow," suggesting something was coming up. But after a lot of people started seeing the Canadian, American, Mexican, and even Peruvian flag in the background of this video, we all kind of figured a tour was coming very soon. And there's so much to break down with this, so no dawdling, let's get right into it. We're going to start off with tour dates. As of right now, the North American leg of the Run for Your Lives tour will be starting on August 29th in Toronto, which is also the first time in many years Maiden's actually started any kind of tour in Canada. But after Toronto, Iron Maiden's going to be playing in Montreal, Quebec, Harrison, New Jersey, Boston, Massachusetts, Bridgetown, Virginia, Charlotte, North Carolina, Hershey, Pennsylvania, Louisville, Kentucky, Shakopee, Maine, Chicago, Illinois, Los Angeles, California, and San Diego, Texas. Now you can also see from the schedule, there are gaps in the schedule, so I do feel like we are going to be getting more cities. Now for reasons I'll explain later, we're not going to be getting Quebec City and we're not going to be getting Ottawa, Ontario, because the Montreal show is going to be an absolute monster. And again, we'll get into that in a minute. We might see another show going before Toronto. There's been talk of Iron Maiden headlining at the Aftershock Festival, which will be happening after the San Antonio show. We might see something after the LA show, but I think we're definitely going to be something going in after Harrison and before Boston. Without looking at a map, my American geography is not amazing, so I'll let you figure out what that might be. After that schedule, Iron Maiden's going to be heading south. There is one Mexican date posted. And as I mentioned before, there was rumors of Peru popping up, which became a little more solid afterwards. And it's extremely unlikely Iron Maiden's not going to touch the rest of South and or Central America. But before we get into more of it, I want to stop and actually read some of the press release. Iron Maiden today announces the highly anticipated North American dates of the critically acclaimed Run for Your Lives World Tour. In celebration of the 50th anniversary, the band will be performing at stadiums and major amphitheaters across the United States and Canada, allowing fans the chance to witness the brand new state-of-the-art production on a scale intended for huge stages and outdoor venues, to accompany the once-in-a-lifetime set list of songs from the band's groundbreaking first 9 albums. 8 of the 9 albums. He'll be headlining America's biggest rock festival, Louder Than Life, at Highlands Festival Grounds, Kentucky on September 17th. And Steve says, "We're greatly looking forward to bringing the Run for Your Lives tour to North America and hope the fans enjoy seeing the show and hearing the set list as much as we do playing it. It's an added bonus that we have a few good friends on tour with us. Megadeth will be playing all the shows with us, and it's an honor to have them on their last ever tour. We also have Anthrax with us in the bigger shows. We had a great time with them when they came out with us on Ed Force 1 Around the World in 2016. We're delighted to have both bands with us for this tour, and we know the fans are going to enjoy seeing them." Gonna stop there with the press release for now and talk about the opening bands. Because as you heard, you've probably seen already, Megadeth will be opening for Iron Maiden. Now this isn't the first time it happened. The last time they did this was on the short 2013 North American leg of the Maiden England tour. But right now it's kind of extra special because Megadeth has announced they're going to be wrapping it up. They're almost done. So the next couple of years of touring is their last couple of years of touring. So the fact they're spending some of it opening for anyone, opening for Maiden's sweet, but opening for anyone is incredible. Shows their love and respect for Iron Maiden. And for the bigger shows, which we'll be getting into later, Anthrax will be joining the bill. Maiden has a pretty cool history touring with Anthrax. I think the first time they did it was on the No Prayer on the Road tour back in 1990, which if I'm wrong on that, I'll fix it, but it is super cool nonetheless. As someone who's a fan of all 3 bands, it's going to be an absolute treat getting to see all 3 bands. The other kind of big deal about this leg of the tour was some of the shows in particular. Because some of the shows, like the Toronto show, for example, is in an arena. It is going to be a show Iron Maiden has done before in one form or another, but that's not all of them. We're particularly looking forward to playing the huge shows in Montreal and Alamo Dome in San Antonio, 2 of the biggest shows we've ever played in North America, plus, of course, Louder Than Life, America's biggest rock festival, along with the stadium show in Los Angeles, New Jersey, and Hershey. We've chosen to play some of the biggest amphitheaters as they always have a fantastic atmosphere and great visual sightlines. We're also doing everything we can to bring highly popular Eddie's pop-up dive bar experience across the Atlantic for the first time. Our European fans just loved these, and we're convinced that the mix of Maiden fans, trooper beer, and exclusive tour merch is a winning combination. So the big shows of the tour, these are the ones we're going to have Iron Maiden, Megadeth, and Anthrax playing at. To confirm with whoever doesn't know, Anthrax is not playing at every single show, they're only playing at special events. And these are only like 4 or 5 shows on the tour schedule. The one I want to go over in particular is Montreal, because A, it's a Canadian show on this Canadian channel, B, it's the show I'm actually going to be going to. Iron Maiden's be playing at John Drapeau Park. It is super rare a band actually goes and headlines there. The last time I heard about it was Guns N' Roses a couple years ago. I know Rammstein did it a couple years ago, and Metallica did it back in 2017. This is also the park where they do the Osheaga Festival, and they used to do the Heavy MTL Festival. It's a great spot for festivals and really big shows. It's really well set up, and it's going to be a great time. But the fact that Maiden's willing to go out and do these things means they are so excited, and they're treating this tour like such a big deal. And I'm not saying it's not by that, I'm just saying what I'm seeing. And as I said before, there being no Quebec City show, no Ottawa show, this is why. Maiden's gonna want everyone they possibly can from Montreal and the rest of Quebec and the hardcores from Ottawa and the hardcores from Toronto to come to this show. Because when the Osheaga Festival happens, they draw in about 100,000 people on their big headliners every night. So frankly, if you're gonna be playing John Drapeau Park, it's a huge responsibility. And the one thing I need to talk about that show is, since it's an outdoor show, there has been some issues with sunlight hitting the screens and being able to kind of see through the screens on stage. But with how John Drapeau is laid out, the sunset's actually going to be behind the stage, so that won't be a problem. Meaning, it's going to be a great show. And I'm not ignoring the big American shows, I can just talk about that one Canadian show much easier. As for the show and set list, Maiden has already said that they're going to be bringing the exact same show and set list they're playing this year in 2025 to North America next year. Which means no, they're not going to be playing Infinite Dreams, Die With Their Boots On, or To Tame the Land. As much as I want to keep crying about Justice for No Prayer for the Dying, we did just get a hardcore tour for the Future Past tour, so the fact that this is more of a casual listener tour, which there is absolutely nothing wrong with that, isn't a bad thing. We're also getting Rime of the Ancient Mariner, Seventh Son, and Phantom of the Opera all in one set. There's not much to complain about. Let's be completely real. And there was some criticism towards the stage. I've said criticism toward the stage from what I've got to see online, but nonetheless, I am looking forward to seeing it. Kind of go back to the tour dates right now, I think there is going to be some people talking about how small the tour is, and this is one of the shortest North American tours they've done in many years. I'll post up here when the last time they did one that was shorter, but it is small at the moment. And I do believe more dates will be going in. I said there is some gaps in there. We know there are rumors floating around towards more dates. But I find the fact that they're not playing Florida, they're not playing Vancouver, they're not playing Alberta. There's a lot of cities in there, provinces and states that aren't being touched on that I find a little bit weird. But right now, just due to changes in rules, it is way more expensive for a foreign band to tour in America, and Canada's just an expensive country to tour in. It's goddamn enormous. I'm not saying we're never going to see a big North American tour again. I'm just saying these are some factors that we're currently seeing in just the realm of touring. But with that, what can we see after North America? And for the rest of the world, don't worry, there's still more countries to be announced for the Run For Your Lives tour 2026. There's a likely chance we're going to see a couple more European festivals pop up. I've heard rumors for Hellfest. I think we're going to be seeing a lot more South America. I think we're going to be seeing Australia pop up again. I think we're going to be seeing not just Japan, but maybe a little bit more Asia than they did last time. If a country currently has a war going on in it, I think fat chance you'll actually see a show pop up there right now. But we're still going to see a lot more shows pop up probably within the next few weeks to the next month and a half. So if your city has been announced, don't worry, it's most likely coming. The last thing I want to touch on is this press release. What they're talking about is how they're having fun on stage and how they're totally honored that like Megadeth will join them on stage for their last tour. And they're excited to do this tour, and they're excited to kind of honor Canada and America for now 45 years of touring in Canada and America. And they seem excited. They seem happy. They seem like they really want to do this. So I know there's some people speculating that after 2027, they're just going to wrap it up, they're done. Honestly, that's not the vibe I'm getting. I know it's their job to push it. I know it's their job to sell this tour so you and I buy tickets. I know. But again, just the vibe I'm getting from this, I don't think that's the case. I've said this in a previous video. But the last time they had a year that had no shows at all, no shows booked, and not due to health issues or pandemics or whatever, was 1997. That means as of next year, it'll be 29 years since their last scheduled year off. They've earned their break, let them take a year off, let them recharge, and they'll be right back out there. Anyway, that's kind of my thoughts on the press release and the tour and the shows. But as always, I want to know, what do you think? What shows are you planning on going to see? What is your thoughts on the big shows they're doing? And are you excited to see Megadeth and Anthrax open? Let me know in the comments. Thank you all so much for watching. Like, subscribe, enjoyed what you've seen. I tend to post a couple times a week, and I'll see you later.